an American racing icon born to challenge the Cobra. In the world of classic automobiles, there are certain cars whose presence represents more than just transportation. They embody ambition, innovation, and the courage to push beyond limits. One shining example is the BTM Cheetah, an American-built race car born in the early 1960s with a bold and simple mission: to challenge the Shelby Cobra. Not only did it offer staggering performance, but it also carried a radically different design philosophy compared to most race cars of its era. Today, through this remarkable tribute known as the 1964 BTM Cheetah Coupe Clarence Dixon Tribute, we get to witness once again how this car blends history, racing engineering, and homage to one of its most important drivers. Offered through Exotic Car Trader, this machine is far from being a mere replica. It is an official continuation car recognized by BTM, ensuring its authenticity remains intact. With an ultra-lightweight body tipping the scales at just 1,700 pounds, under 800 kilograms, a massive front-mounted V8, and styling that still looks radical even today, this car deserves recognition as one of the rare jewels of American automotive history. Let's dive deeper. To understand this car, we need to go back to 1963. At the time, California-based tuner and performance engineer Bill Thomas gained support from General Motors, GM, to develop a racing car that could directly compete with the then-dominant AC Shelby Cobra. Thomas was already well known for his high-performance Chevrolet projects, ranging from Corvettes to race-prepared engines. His ambition was straightforward: build a car lighter, faster, and more agile than the Cobra. The result was the Cheetah, a machine powered by Chevrolet V8s, featuring a tubular chassis and a body design that was uniquely aerodynamic and aggressive. Production was extremely limited, with only about 23 to 29 units ever built, depending on historical records. Most Cheetahs were used purely as race cars rather than road cars, giving them a legacy more closely tied to competition than to private collections. In the early 1960s, Carroll Shelby shook the racing world with the AC Cobra, a lightweight British ACA stuffed with a huge Ford V8. The formula of low weight and brutal horsepower made the Cobra one of the most feared cars on the track. General Motors refused to be left behind. Although officially banned from direct racing involvement by corporate policy, GM provided quiet, under-the-table support to Bill Thomas. The concept was similar: lightweight body, big engine, and tubular chassis. Yet the Cheetah was more extreme. The cockpit was pushed far to the rear, placing the engine almost against the driver. This unusual layout created a unique weight distribution and gave the car its unmistakable stance. Sadly, the Cheetah project was short-lived. Factory fires, regulatory issues, and limited funding forced production to halt by 1966. Still, in its brief existence, the Cheetah etched its name in history as one of the most serious challengers to the Cobra. This tribute, the 1964 BTM Cheetah Coupe Clarence Dixon Tribute, preserves the DNA of the original Cheetah with painstaking detail. Body shape. At a glance, it looks like a wild mix of dragster and sports car. The long hood, set-back cockpit, and wide fenders create a one-of-a-kind silhouette. Elegant black paint. The deep black finish adds a sinister, commanding presence. For a race car, black symbolizes determination and pure focus on performance. Gullwing doors. A dramatic highlight, doors that open upwards like the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, amplifying its exotic flair. Lightweight construction. Weighing just 1,700 pounds, the car was engineered strictly for speed. Its featherweight build was its main weapon against rivals. Race wheels and tires. Large, competition-grade tires give it fierce traction while enhancing its muscular stance. Headlights and taillights. While born for racing, this Tribute still carries roadworthy lighting, potentially making it street legal in certain regions. Overall, it's not just beautiful to look at. Every detail comes from functional racing logic rooted in aerodynamics and performance. Slip inside through the gullwing doors, and you're met with an environment that screams motorsport. There's no luxury here. Everything is dedicated to the task of racing. Racing seats, 2 low-back black leather buckets, simple but supportive during aggressive maneuvers. Wood-rimmed steering wheel. A retro racing touch straight out of the 1960s. White shift knob. A small detail that's both period correct and eye-catching. Analog instruments. Every gauge is mechanical, tachometer, temperature, oil pressure. No digital systems, just pure old-school precision. Minimal comfort. No AC, no stereo, no plush trim. This machine was built for speed, not daily convenience. For classic car purists, this raw simplicity is part of the charm. It delivers an authentic time machine experience, transporting you straight back to racing's golden era. The soul of the 1964 BTM Cheetah Coupe, Clarence Dixon Tribute lies under its impossibly long hood. .427 L88 V8 engine. The legendary 7.0-liter Chevrolet power plant, famous for its immense output. Muncie 4-speed manual, classic gearbox offering direct driver engagement and control. Corvette independent rear suspension, with 4.11 gearing and positraction for maximum grip. BTM 2.5-inch headers, into 4-inch exhaust, delivering a raw, unmistakable V8 roar. .110 alcohol fuel. High-octane racing alcohol, reinforcing its status as a true race-bred machine. Disc brakes on all 4 wheels, stopping power to match the massive output. Coilover suspension, at all 4 corners, ensuring precise handling on the track. The result? A car that accelerates violently, delivering an unforgettable experience to anyone bold enough to command it. The name Clarence Dixon is inseparable from the Cheetah's racing story. He was among the drivers who campaigned the Cheetah during the 1960s. This tribute was built to honor him, replicating the setup, style, and spirit of the machine he once raced. For enthusiasts, such tributes carry deep emotional significance. They're not just replicas, they're living history, offering today's generation a rare chance to feel what drivers like Dixon once experienced. Why does this car matter so much? The answer lies in its unique combination of rarity, performance, and heritage. Rarity. Original Cheetah production was tiny. Owning an officially sanctioned continuation car means holding a piece of nearly unobtainable history. Performance. With its lightweight body and monstrous V8, it delivers a driving sensation unlike any modern sports car. Historical significance. The Cheetah represents GM's underground effort to fight Ford's dominance through Shelby's Cobra. Collector appeal. Such cars rarely surface, making them highly coveted among serious collectors worldwide. To sit behind the wheel of the 1964 BTM Cheetah Coupe, Clarence Dixon Tribute is to step into another world. This is not a showpiece built to sit idle. It was made to scream down straights, rev high, and pump adrenaline directly into the driver's veins. The moment the 427 L88 V8 roars to life, its sound fills the air, harsh yet symphonic, the song of pure American racing power. Vibrations flow through the wood-rimmed wheel and the shifter. Touch the throttle and response is immediate, reminding you this car weighs barely half as much as many 1960s muscle cars. On straights, it launches like a rocket, outpacing even many modern sports cars. Its unique weight distribution makes it feel different from a Corvette or Cobra. The front end feels light, while the rear digs in with brutal traction. For skilled drivers, it's both a challenge and a thrill, balancing raw power with razor-edge control. Against other American legends, the Cheetah stands apart. Shelby Cobra. More famous, yes, but the Cheetah is rarer and more extreme. Dodge Charger and other muscle cars. Bigger and heavier, whereas the Cheetah thrives on agility and its insane power-to-weight ratio. Corvette. Shares mechanical DNA, but the Cheetah distilled Corvette performance into something even purer, born strictly for Racing. For this reason, collectors often call the Cheetah the hidden gem of American performance cars, known only to true insiders. Owning a Cheetah Tribute is about more than horsepower or lap times. Its true worth lies in the story it tells. It represents Bill Thomas's courage to take on Carroll Shelby, the creativity of an era when independent shops could challenge giants, and the spirit of racers like Clarence Dixon. For a collector, this car is not just an investment, it's a time capsule. Each time those gullwing doors rise and the V8 thunders to life, nostalgia comes alive, reviving the raw passion of the 1960s, when racing was about guts and ingenuity, not electronics and computers. Many classics sit quietly in garages, polished for shows. The Cheetah Tribute demands more. It begs to be driven. Despite its compromises, minimal comfort, thirsty fuel consumption, deafening exhaust, it asserts its true identity, a racing weapon clothed in classic form. This is what makes it so special. In today's world of high-tech supercars, the Cheetah stands as a reminder that real driving joy doesn't always come from lap records or 0 to 60 stats, but from pure interaction between man, machine, and track. The 1964 BTM Cheetah Coupe Clarence Dixon Tribute is not just a car. It's a living fragment of American racing history. Officially authorized by BTM, it combines radical design, a legendary V8 engine, featherweight construction, and heartfelt homage to Clarence Dixon. For collectors seeking something truly different from Corvettes, Mustangs, or even Cobras, this machine is a rare treasure. It doesn't just tell stories of the past. It recreates the raw, authentic racing experience that no other car can replicate. If you have the chance to own it, you're not simply acquiring a car. You're securing a legacy, one that will forever spark conversations and admiration wherever it appears.